Once upon a snowy Christmas morning, a little boy named James unwrapped a big, shiny present. Inside was a beautiful bike, just like the ones his friends had. James was over the moon happy. The bike was red and sparkly, with a bell that made a cheerful ding-dong sound. "I'm going to ride with my friends," James thought, smiling wide. But when he tried to ride it, it was harder than he expected. James wobbled and stumbled. "Riding a bike is tricky," he said. Even though James felt a bit sad, he didn't give up. He decided, "I will practice every day until I can zoom around like my friends." That's how James' adventure with his new bike began. Each day, James would put on his little helmet, climb on his bike, and try again. Sometimes he fell, but he always got back up. Practice makes perfect, James reminded himself, and that's what he did, practiced with a big, hopeful heart. This is the start of James learning to ride his new bike. What will happen next? Let's find out in the next part of our story. In the second part of our story, James was practicing riding his bike every single day. Even when it was cold or he felt like playing with his toys instead, he never missed a day. "I want to ride like the wind," James said with determination. One day, while practicing, some of his friends rode by. They zoomed past him, making it look so easy. "Wow, you guys are fast," James exclaimed, feeling a bit sad inside because he couldn't keep up. His friend Mia stopped and said, "It's okay, James. We all had to learn once. Just keep trying." Hearing this made James feel a little better. He didn't feel alone in his wobbly bike rides anymore. Inspired by Mia's words, James got back on his bike. He wobbled less this time, starting to feel the rhythm of riding. "I can do it. I just need to keep practicing," James thought to himself. After his friends left, James tried even harder. He imagined himself racing with the wind, just like his friends. With each try, he felt a bit steadier, a bit more confident. And right before it was time to go home for dinner, James managed to ride all the way to the end of his street without falling. "I did it," he cheered, feeling proud of himself. He couldn't wait to practice more tomorrow. What new adventure waits for James on his bike? Stay tuned for the next part of our story. James was getting better at riding his bike every day. But then something tough happened. While riding past his house, James saw a big hill and thought, "I want to try that." He pedaled hard and started going up the hill. But it was much harder than he thought. His legs felt tired and his breath was short. Halfway up, James lost his balance and fell. Ouch, that hurt. James sat on the ground looking at his bike. He felt like crying. "Maybe I'm not good at this," he thought, feeling very sad. Just then, his big sister Emma came outside. She saw James and the bike and walked over. "What happened, little bro?" she asked, helping him up. James told her about the hill and how he fell. Emma gave him a hug. "I know it's hard, but you're getting stronger every time you try. And remember, it's okay to fall. It's how we learn." James wiped his tears and smiled at his sister. "You really think I can do it?" he asked. "I know you can," Emma said. "Let's try it together." So, with Emma's help, James got back on his bike. This time, he didn't try the hill. Instead, he rode on the flat road, building his confidence back. By the end of the day, James was laughing and riding, feeling much better. The hill could wait until he was ready. And James knew that day would come soon. What will James face next on his bike journey? Let's find out in our next part. After the day with the hill, James kept practicing on his bike every day. He remembered what Emma said about getting stronger each time he tried. "I won't give up," James thought. Now, James wasn't just trying to ride, he wanted to get really good at it. One sunny morning, James decided it was time to face the hill again. This time, he felt more ready. He pedaled towards the hill, feeling a bit nervous but excited. Up, up, up he went. His legs were strong, and he kept his balance all the way to the top. "I did it," James shouted, so happy he could burst. From the top of the hill, everything looked different, bigger somehow. James took a deep breath and rode down the hill, laughing with joy. It was the best feeling in the world. The next day, James met his friends to ride bikes together. They were all surprised to see how well James was riding. "Wow, James, you're so fast now," his friend Leo said. James grinned. "I've been practicing a lot." Together, they rode all around the neighborhood, having a great time. James felt proud and happy. He had worked hard, and it was paying off. Not only could he keep up with his friends, but he could also ride as fast as the wind, just like he always wanted. What's the final challenge James will face? Stay tuned for the last part of our story. James was now one of the best bike riders among his friends. He felt happy every time he rode his bike, feeling the wind in his hair and the sun on his face. But James had one more challenge he wanted to try. There was a race happening in their town where all kids could join and race their bikes. James thought, I want to try that. I want to see how fast I can really go. When he told his friends, they all decided to join the race together. On the day of the race, James felt a mix of excitement and butterflies in his tummy. He remembered all his practice, the falls, the climbs, the joy of riding down the hill. I can do this, James whispered to himself as he lined up at the start with his friends. The race began, and off they went. James pedaled as fast as he could, feeling his heart pound with every push. It was tough, and all the kids were really good. But James remembered what his sister said about not giving up. He gave it his all, speeding down the track. As they neared the finish line, James pushed a little harder and he crossed the line with a big smile. James didn't win the race, but to him it felt like he did. He had faced his fears, practiced hard, and most importantly had fun with his friends. I'm proud of you, said Emma, hugging him at the finish line. And James was proud of himself too. He learned that winning isn't just about being first, but trying your best, having fun, and sharing the joy with friends. And that was the best prize of all. We hope you enjoyed this story. If you liked this video, please go ahead and push the like button. If you like the content and want to see more, please subscribe to our channel. Goodbye.